here with my client, Michelle Bauer. She is the owner of Oceana Luxe Med Spa in Corpus Christi, Texas. Probably one of the coolest names I've heard for med spas. Michelle, happy Friday. How's it going?
Hey, Graydon, how are you?
I'm terrific. So basically, just on this interview, Michelle, I just want to ask just a couple questions. Like I know you've been working for us for about 6 months now. Maybe you could just start off. I know you've had your clinic for a while and you're pretty established. You already have a really great business. Maybe give me like a quick background of where you guys were at before Forever Booked and what pushed you to make that decision.
I think that we had been doing really pretty well, especially during COVID. We were so surprised that we did as well as we did during COVID, but we still had some open areas for booking that we were not really happy with. And we were looking for ways to really increase our new client market. We had lots of established clients, but we felt like we needed to get new blood into our business. And we didn't really know how to do that. And so I heard about Graydon through a rep that had come here to do some training. And so I thought I'd check it out.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. It was a rep who told you.
hmm It was somebody you had helped out in Florida. And
You need to hook me up with that rep so I can connect with them. You just
yes,
tell them
yeah.
thank you.
hmm
Cool. So what was that first campaign? What was the first? Can you just describe what that first campaign was like for you guys?
Yeah, so I think we had to learn your system. It took us a little while to get our minds wrapped around it, but we went with a skin rejuvenation package with you. I don't know if we called it Glow Up or something like that. And we started, but what I quickly found out was that I really didn't have the right staff and staffing to really run it. So it really took somebody full time to be on the phone in your process, the way you do it. And what I had to do was hire someone. And that was a little bit daunting because I didn't know where this was going to go, but I really thought that I needed to take the risk and try it. So I hired an additional person, trained her, and that was the best decision ever, really.
Yeah, I know we've been running a couple different campaigns for like quite a few months. What's it like now? I know you've had lots of time to really hone these systems. How would you describe it now that you've had some time to really set up these systems to take this new flow of patients?
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with having partnered with you personally because we're booked out at least 45 days. It's really hard to get our established clients back, and we're having more challenges to keep them happy and find spots for them. And that's a new problem for us. And we have had to retrain our thinking really on all levels of all of our providers and the front staff and get much more efficient with each other and work together with each other better. But it's been a really helpful thing for us to learn. And we've just paradigm changed in our mindset.
How would you describe that specifically in terms of that mindset change?
One thing that we noticed was that all of a sudden we had new clients coming in, and many, I'm in South Texas, and so a lot of our population down here is Latin, Spanish speaking. And we began to see that we really needed to provide for our Spanish speaking clients. So I actually went out and hired an additional Spanish speaking front desk manager. And that has absolutely blown up our Spanish
Yeah.
speaking business. And
Yeah.
I would never have done that if I hadn't noticed.
That's what advertising does. It ups your game on like even when I launch ads for my agency, as soon as the ads are turned on and the appointments are coming in, there's that added level of it makes you more accountable and it just makes you more in the game because you're spending the money, the people are coming in, and then you just get more motivated. And I find it makes work a bit more, it can be stressful at times, but it makes it more exhilarating and fun. You know what I mean? Because you have all these new people coming in and then it levels up your game in a sense.
Yeah, I really have learned through this process how to serve better, serve
Mm.
my clients better, what their problems are and what their specific needs are. And
Mm.
so it's retrained our thinking.
Yeah, this is totally reminding me of Phil Schaefer. Did you see that? You saw that interview with I did. It was the last interview I did. He's got his clinics out. He has owns Artisan Aesthetics, and he has clinics out in Arizona. And it was like the exact same process for him. Like he started, and it broke his process a bit at the start. He even had to go through some staff. He had some staff turnover, and he was at
hmm
60K a month, and now he's at 100K, and all his staff are on board now. They're all in line with where he wants to go. So it was like that uncomfortable period initially, but it forced him to do these things which he had to do anyways to grow the business. I just force them to make those changes.
Yes, I would say we mirrored that experience
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to say that it's all sunshine and rainbows when you sign up with Forever Booked, but like we may break your business. It's the thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
but I have to say, Graydon, I don't know if I've told you this, but on your website, your training videos that you've posted recently have been amazing. And so in my staff meetings, I've begun to include small clips or
cool.
segments of all those trainings for the entire staff. And it's a game changer for us. Last night, I had one of my staff members call me and say, Michelle, I want to sell three of this. Can I offer her a fourth and offer her this product, getting approval? And it was great. It was great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because like that's a big focus moving forward to get that the training, to have access to other clinics that are running like the same promos is huge instead of just being isolated. Because why make all the mistakes yourself when you can just capitalize on the learnings of everyone?
Oh,
And
absolutely. And there's so much learning all the time. You
yeah,
don't know what you don't know. And it's crazy. What was it? Roosevelt that said, mastery is followed. And so as we become better masters of what we're doing, of our craft, we can definitely see how people are energized and coming in.
yep. Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
super deep. Like you can go so deep into just one campaign. Like the sales process for one campaign, you can go so deep
Mhm.
into perfecting that. Cool. So, what are you excited about moving forward, Michelle? I know you just had that really cool rebranding to Oceana Luxe. What are you
Mhm.
excited about personally, like, just in the business in the next couple months to the year?
There's so many challenges. So having started this has created more work for us. And so now we have to tackle who can manage that work and how can we address it more efficiently. And so we need more manpower. Those are issues that are exciting to face.
Mm,
So we have that for this year. And really what I'm loving this year is learning the successful spas across the country that are a part of your team, the things that they're
mm,
doing well. Okay, and
yeah,
I love to
yeah,
figure out how we can incorporate some of those in our situation, which is different than everyone else's. But what works in one place doesn't necessarily work in all places. However, it's the
yeah,
idea creation that is a tremendous amount of work. And so if you have access to other people that are doing it well, you just want to fill your mind with all of those things. And so that's
yeah.
what I anticipate for this year for us. We
Mm,
definitely are moving the pendulum forward, both in our income overall and in all of my staff members, all, and they're very happy about that.
cool. Since you started with us in October, have you noticed an increase in revenue? What's that trend been like over the past 5 months?
Yeah, we definitely have had an increase in our revenue, I would say by 30%
That's awesome.
every month.
And you guys are already starting out pretty high, so I'm sure
Yeah,
30% is quite a bit.
yeah, we're excited.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited too. The trainings, now that I'm starting to do more of these trainings, it just opened my eyes to all the things I can train on. Just doing these master classes, finding experts in certain areas, and then interviewing them. If anyone's watching this video and is an expert on any area of med spas, let me know because I'll interview you guys. So yeah, super
Great.
excited for that. You're a total sponge. You're showing up to all the trainings and like
Yeah,
you're like
yeah.
our most successful med spa already, and you're the one showing up to the training. So it shows that the reason why you are successful is because you have this attitude to begin
Yeah,
with.
you have to learn and you have to reinvent yourself continually. And you have to then make pivots on those things that do really well and drop off those things that don't do well, right? On a
Yeah,
continual basis. And that energy gets transferred to your staff and that energy
yeah,
gets transferred to your clients. And they know they step into a location that has it
mm,
happening. And
amazing.
so that's what we want. We want our clients to come to us because they know that we're going to do our best to help find a solution for their problem and so that they leave in a better place, right? To confront their world. That's what it's all about.
Well said. Well said.
Mhm.
Lastly, Michelle, I know there's probably quite a few clinic owners watching this, wondering if this is going to work for them. Should I sign up for Forever Book? Should I even engage in this type of marketing? Should I run ads? What would you say to someone, a clinic who's at the point where they're stagnating their business, they want to get to the next level? What would you say to those people who are on the fence?
I would say that there is reward and risk. right? You have to be willing to risk something and to learn new things. That's the number one thing I would say. And then you also have to learn how to let go of things that you don't do well.
Huh.
Very critical. And you have to be willing to spend money to make money, right? So Graydon's not cheap, but his systems are sound and they will enrich your life, your business. They'll enrich you. And you have to decide if that's what you want. Just be
Yeah.
willing to take on all the changes that come and the problems that present with it. But it's an exciting problem. And you partner then with very successful people, which is what you want around you, people that are also doing things well so that you can continue to do things well. It's
That's right.
important. Yeah.
Partner with Michelle. Yeah, it's so true. I've spent so much money on just my own masterminds for this agency. It can be like a bit of a leap of faith sometimes, but even
Yes.
just investing the money itself, it makes you that much more committed. And even if you can just get one piece of value from these programs, like I'm sure you've invested in lots of programs yourself as well, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
marketing is expensive, trying to figure
Yeah,
out what works in your area. And, but in the end, you want to spend the money in what will work, right, for you. And what we've found is that, especially your Facebook ads, I think, what would you say is our biggest grade where we have personally had the bigger result? Was it our Facebook ads or was it our same client texting or what
yeah,
was it? You have that at your fingertips. I don't have that right
yeah.
in
So
front of
just
me,
like
but
just a bit of background to anyone's watching, we have like two ways that we make revenue. We have the booster shot, which is to reach out to your existing database, and you've closed just about 20K with the booster shot, and you've closed like close to 80K with the ads. So you guys are doing really well with the ads. Like you're doing really well with the upselling, which is what we want. So we wanted to run
yeah.
that booster shot to like almost cover the expenses of our service, make it so it
Hmm.
pays for itself, and then the
Hmm.
ads are just the cherry on top.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, you guys are doing
Hmm.
super well. Just incredible. And I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I think that my staff love it because of all that they're
Yeah.
learning to sell. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
learning to change their wording. They're learning to look at their posture. They're learning to look at the tone of voice that they use. They're learning to add value to
Yep.
their offer. So many things they're learning. They love that. And that's what I want to foster
Yeah,
the
that's
learning piece
amazing.
for
But
them.
like that's all you need for a program. You need staff that have this like mindset to grow, the growth mindset, right? If your
Yes.
staff don't have that mindset, they're not going to do well with their program because they're not going to want to try things new. But you have that set up in the first place. So once that's set up, we will give you the things to implement, the things to try out.
Hmm.
That's great. Thank you so much for doing this interview, Michelle. I look forward to many
Yes.
more months of crushing it together.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks so much for doing this call. Thanks.
All right. Take
Have a good
care.
day. Take care.
Talk to you soon.